Yeah, so nobody really knows for sure. So if you read Alan Cooper's book carefully, you'll see him talking about marketing personas
Hmm.
in just a couple of places. But if all work gets embedded in the context of people who have a problem. And I love Alan Cooper's The Inmates Are Running the Asylum because he was really grappling with how to get teams to build products that people would want to use. And this was in 1990 when technology was just horrible to use. So he was trying to figure that out, and he really just sort of like out of that deep inquiry invented this idea of user personas to help developers understand how people wanted to use their products. And he refers a little bit in there to this idea of marketing personas, but only by way of saying that isn't what this is. But then, I wish I could tell you when I first heard, I didn't invent the term buyer persona. I'm not even sure when I first heard the term, but because it always feels like I just knew about this idea that there's a user persona that tells you how people want to use your product. And there's a buyer persona that tells you how people want to buy your product.
The
And
distinction
those
is
are
very
very
useful.
distinct things.
It's
But
very useful for them.
nobody had ever really the reason I wrote my book, which was the worst year of my life. I never wanted to write a book. I hated writing the book. I hated every minute of it. But I felt compelled to lay down the rules for what a buyer persona should be because nobody had done it. And I mean, it makes me crazy to Google what is a buyer persona and have pop up, that it's a fictional or even semi-fictional depiction of a buyer because, oh my gosh, that makes me crazy. Why would anybody build a strategy around fiction?
And this is
And
really,
that's what they're, and I said,
that's
yeah,
really has became that. Yeah, you have nice design and cute faces, and
but
this is
it's
like,
fictional. Let's
yeah.
just go build a strategy for Harry Potter while we're at it. I mean, honestly, it just makes no sense to me that anybody on the world would build any kind of a business strategy and invest money based on fictional or even semi-fictional anything. So I had to go write a book about it. It's like, and I'm glad I did it, but it was horrible. I never wanted to write a book. It's awful.